Hi, this is Michael L. Jack Higgins. We're here discussing some New England sports topics, mainly baseball and football. And we're going to start off with our newest New England Patriots, Shadow Josinko. So, Zach, as you know, Shadow Josinko traded from the Bengals to the Patriots for 2 late-round draft picks. How effective do you think Ocho will be?
My guess would be the second leading receiver on the team.
That's exactly what I said.
I will say give or take 70 to 80 catches for the season.
Nice. Well, we'll probably have about 120.
Yeah. You like you just mentioned, you also have Walker underneath and your 2 tight ends.
Hernandez and Gronkowski.
I believe Chad Johnson will have a good, decent first year getting to know the system even with the shortened training camp and coming into being able to train late with the other first squad.
Do you think his game will affect Deion Branch at all? Will he still be used as Brady? Because honestly, when in doubt, Brady threw to Deion Branch when he needed a reception. If it was a short reception, yes, he threw to Wes Welker if they needed yards. But when he was backed against the wall, he threw to Deion Branch. Do you think that'll still happen?
Yeah, if Brady's smart enough, he will, I believe, because you don't want another 07, 08 with Randy Moss type season with him only getting the receptions and touchdowns. So when they start doubling over the top on Chad Johnson, then you'll see Brady go underneath more often.
All right.
And Mike, I have a question.
Yes.
How do you think the cheerleaders will react to Josinko?
Well, he once proposed to a cheerleader in Cincinnati. You may know. She said no. So I mean, he's an attractive man. He's a good athlete. You know, they could like him.
Yeah.
I mean, you would think they would go after the beautiful.
He might.
But he's married and has children.
He might like your purple shirt.
He might. Thank you.
He certainly brings a lot of entertainment.
And a lot of light.
Yes. Our next topic, Josh Reddick. An outstanding first half. I mean, J.D. Drew played sometimes, but when he played, it was kind of just a good OPA. But, how do you think it was the right move not going after, say, a Beltran or a Hunter Pence and letting Reddick be your everyday right fielder?
Yes, I do, because like what the Mets were asking for, a top-tier prospect.
Which the Giants ended up giving them.
Yes, and Zach Wheeler. I believe I wouldn't have thought that Beltran would have been that great in addition to the Red Sox team.
I mean, especially since, yes, you say Beltran, he's the leading home run hitter on the Giants now, the second leading average, leading RBI. He wouldn't be third in RBIs, home runs. He'd be behind, in home runs he'd be behind Ortiz, Euclid, I believe Euclid has 15 or 14. So, I mean, he'd be almost even with Euclid, behind Gonzalez and behind Ellsbury.
Yes.
But, I mean, Josh Reddick, he gives you youth, speed, defense, charisma, a good flowing set of hair. He's got nice hair, I have to say. And he's familiar with the team. You don't have to go through those awkward changes of, he's hitting where I normally hit, blah, blah, blah.
Now, let me propose this to you. Now, if we were to have gotten Beltran, where would you hit him on the line?
Well, Reddick hits 7. And you're not going to move Ellsbury, you're not going to move Pedroia, you're not going to move Gonzalez, and you're not going to move Euclid, and you're certainly not going to move Ortiz. Crawford, you could say, let's hit 7, but he's been comfortable in the 6 hole, so probably 7. But I mean, would he be okay with going from hitting 3rd in New York's lineup to hitting 7th? To not being that important of a piece? I don't think he would, so I think they made the right deal. However, if they did go out and, say, get Ryan Ludwig or another good backup outfielder, I would be quite happy. Because Darnell McDonald, no offense, great person, hitting 180. Although, I mean, he was hitting like 38 last week, so I mean, it's a big improvement. But anyway. Alright. So our next topic today is the Eagles and the Patriots. Two big-name teams that made big moves yesterday and today. The Eagles signing the defensive end from Tennessee, Justin Babin, who had 12.5 sacks last year for the Titans, who also signed Vince Young today to a one-year contract to be Michael Vick's backup because they traded Kevin Cobb for Dominique Rodgers from Oklahoma cornerback, and signed the biggest free agent of this year in Nnamdi Asomugha, who nobody expected Nnamdi Asomugha to go to Philadelphia.
Not at all.
Everybody, I honestly thought he was going to be a New York Jet, which scared the living hell out of me. But Nnamdi Asomugha, Asante Samuel, the former Patriot, and Dominique Rodgers-Cromartie, 3 Pro Bowl cornerbacks last year on the same team. Not even on like a team with a bad offense like would have been at the Jets. The Jets don't have a good offense. But now they're on the team with the second best offense in the league, in my opinion, with maybe the most outstanding, incredible to watch quarterback in the league in Michael Vick. I mean, yes, Deshaun Jackson's holding out, but that's going to work out because if the Eagles have any brains, they're going to put all their money into the future in Nnamdi Asomugha, Michael Vick, and Deshaun Jackson. But scary, the thought of throwing against that defense.
That would definitely be a very scary team, especially heading into the NFC East when you have Tony Romo, Eli Manning, and who God knows who Washington's going to throw out there for.
Could be Rex Grossman or John Beck, winning quarterbacks, you know, because they don't want most likely Hall of Famer Donovan McNabb, who got shipped off to Minnesota.
But you also have to consider this. In order to contend in that NFC, like I said, you have to deal with the Cowboys with Romo, Eli Manning, you have Drew Brees, the upcoming Josh Freeman.
That team, 3 teams from that division. It's 3. How many wild cards is there?
It's 2.
So I honestly think 3 teams from the NFC South, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will make the playoffs this year.
That Eagles team is very scary. I'll fix them easily right now to win 12 games. That defense, right up there, like we said with Deshaun Jackson, he is currently holding out. But you also have to remember this. You have LaShawn McCoy, your
Jeremy Maclin.
running back. You have Jeremy Maclin as well.
Jason Avant.
You have a lot of weapons on your offensive side, even
With Deshaun Jackson, who I truly think will be there.
yes.
I don't think he'll miss a couple of practices, maybe a preseason game or two, just like Chris Johnson and Darrell Revis last year, but he will not miss a regular season game.
Like I said, there's a lot of weapons around that team right now, and there's still days left for free agents.
The last time the Patriots won a World Series, Super Bowl, they faced the Philadelphia Eagles. Could you honestly say that there could be a rematch? I mean, I know it's early, free agency isn't even over, but I mean, the Jets didn't get their guy. They're losing Braylon Edwards and Brad Smith. Chris Jenkins retired. Could they honestly? I don't think the Jets have it up. I mean, the division isn't as easy as it used to be. I mean, the Bills making deals, and they lost Paul Posluszny to Jacksonville, who he might be one of the best linebackers in football. But Ryan Fitzpatrick had a great year last year. The Dolphins made a deal today to sign Matt Moore, so maybe they're solid, putting a more solid quarterback out than Chad Henne.
A little bit more.
I honestly think Reggie Bush can flourish in Miami. He's not going to deal with Juice McAllister or Mark Ingram or wherever he's been. He's going to be him and the rookie that they drafted. I don't know his name, but that's what they're saying because I think Ronnie Brown and Ricky Williams are going to leave. So, I mean, the division isn't a cakewalk anymore. But I think the Patriots can handle all the teams in the division. The Steelers are obviously going to be good. They're good every year. Made the Super Bowl last year. The Ravens. I'm going to say this right now. The Colts, I don't think are going to make the playoffs this year.
Who would you throw to win that division?
The Texans. The Texans didn't get Nnamdi Asomugha, but they went out and got a cornerback in Jonathan Joseph, who was a first-year cornerback in the league.
Not his first year.
Well, no, I mean his first year.
Yeah.
The running back.
Arian
Foster, sorry, shooting a blank there. Max Schaub is probably the most underrated quarterback in football. They've got the best wide receiver in football, period. I don't care what anybody says. Andre Johnson is the best wide receiver in football.
I'll agree with you there.
So their offense is prolific.
Yeah.
So I think the Texans will win that division with an 11-5 record. The Colts are going to go 9-7. 9-7. The Tennessee Titans will be god awful. They made a mistake. I don't care what anybody says. Vince Young is a damn good quarterback, better than Matt Hasselbeck, who's like 74 at this point. Jake Locker will develop under Matt Hasselbeck, so I mean that's a good move for them. But they're not going to win this year, and I hope to God they know this. They have a future with Chris Johnson and Jake Locker, but right now they don't have a future. They have a future. They don't have a present. And Jacksonville, God knows why. Jacksonville can't even get their television rights. Like, they can't even show their games on local television because nobody watches them. But anyway. And a team you have to watch out for is obviously the Green Bay Packers because they're the Super Bowl champions. Aaron Rodgers is a damn good quarterback. However, I don't like him because I think he's a little bitch, just like Ben Roethlisberger. But anyway. And the Chicago Bears, they're going to be a good team as well. And the Seattle Seahawks will also be a good team. Lawrence Jackson and Sidney Rice hooking up with Pete Carroll, Mike Williams, and all those people from Seattle that won the division last year, 7-9. So going to be good. Okay, and our final topic is the Red Sox starting rotation. John Lester just came back. Beckett's done well lately. Lackey has actually done extremely well lately. 3-0 in his last 3 starts with an ERA under 3. Wakefield. He's going to give you what he's always given you. Andrew Miller has been fantastic. Weiland, we haven't really seen much of him, so if he's there, but fuck him. I don't need him to come back right now, but if he can come back in September or late August and be there for the push and be there for the play, I don't think anybody can beat this team. Because as you said today, Philadelphia is very beatable with good pitching. They're not going to get the bat they wanted because they couldn't get Carlos Beltran, and there's no other bat out there. Yeah, there's Hunter Pence, but I don't think he's going to move. I honestly don't think that people are going to give up enough to get Hunter Pence. So their offense is missing a bat. Chase Utley isn't what he used to be. Rollins isn't what he used to be. Howard strikes out too much. Victorino they're all on the downturn. The pitching, honestly, they've got one pitcher that's going to be there in 5 years. Colhan. Roy Holiday's 36, 34. He's probably going to retire at the end of this contract. Cliff Lee the same way. He's 33, 34. Roy Oswalt will probably be in a wheelchair next week with his bat. I mean, does the Red Sox have to make a move for, say, Eric Bedard or Ubaldo Jimenez or even a Wandy Rodriguez from Houston or somebody? Do they need to?
I would say I would like to see some insurance for like a Bedard. He's 4-6 with a 3 ERA this year.
Well, for Seattle, they're all
for Seattle. They have
literally
no
teams down the street could beat Seattle Mariners at this point.
But with him coming off the DL recently, his stats have certainly shown some flashes of old pitching greatness when he was with Baltimore.
Jeremy Guthrie.
Jimenez would be a great addition. Very high price for him.
He's turned it around of late, but he's still...
How do you feel about Ochocinco and Belichick's relationship affecting his coaching abilities this year?
We were talking about that 20 minutes ago. But if you honestly want to ask that question, Bill Belichick has shown to everybody that he loves the kind of person, the work, and the ability of Chad Johnson. I don't think it'll affect it at all. Albert Hainsworth, maybe. The other trade for the New England Patriots, he's always been a troublemaker.
How do you feel about the Red Sox 7th win?
What do you mean?
I don't know, the TV just said 7th win, Red Sox. Continue.
Okay. Waldo Jimenez has been struggling, but
Yeah, he's been struggling. His home record and ERA and certainly know what they were last year. He had started off.
Personal news.
But his road record is under 500. They're 3-4, but his ERA is certainly better than his home record.
his record can't be good. Isn't that good of a team? I mean, you've got Tulowitzki, who's maybe the best shortstop in baseball at this point. But Ubaldo Jimenez can be. I mean, last year, what was 15-1 at the All-Star break?
Yeah.
He can obviously be that pitcher. He's got it. I'm not saying he's gonna be 20-4, but he can be 15-7. 16-5, which is better than anybody else the Red Sox are throwing out besides Lester and Beckett at this point.
How do you feel about that?
I feel that they don't need to make a move, but if they did, it would be an intelligent move. I'm sure Theo's thinking of something.
What's your opinion on Nomar Garcia-Perez season?
He retired last year.
Nice.
He is actually a great analyst. He makes great points. He is fantastic. He's got a nose for the ages because it's bigger than the TV screen. But he's a great frickin' analyst.
And do you have any comments or opinions on Ted Bruschi's return to the NFL?
What return?
He's returning.
Oh, really? For what team?
The Yankees.
The Yankees. The Yankees. Just so you know, people.
Tattoo, nice.
Excuse me. Our camera person does not have anything to do with this talk. Finished. Thank you very much for watching, and enjoy the rest of your evening, or day, or morning, or sexual activity that you're going to take. Thank you. Oh, and by the way, if you wanted to know why we were talking about Boston sports so much, that's why.
Nice.
Oh, also, the camera guy, his penis is this big. His name is Nicholas Crowley, and he was in 137 Great Best.
But TV. Strike out cancer. Donate $1 and $3. Zach just turned the TV off. That's his ass. Mike. Pouring water. The newsman is drinking. On the job. Look at him drink. Oh, God.